LESSERAFIM has some of the craziest songs in K-pop. And somehow, those are some of the best songs out there. Fearless opened with that cool, low-key beat, the cool kid delivery, and a hook that landed softly instead of hitting hard. The B-side Blue Flame already hinted at something bigger, slower, smokier, with a bigger emotional pull than the title gave away. The album had more range than the title showed. The title was the front door, but the album had other rooms. Then 5 months later, ANTIFRAGILE came out, and everything got louder. The first thing people heard in the teaser was the post-chorus chant. Comments went straight to calling it annoying. Some people even made jokes about how it sounded. Then, the full song dropped, and the same hook that everyone said was annoying started looping in their heads. That is the first thing LESSERAFIM figured out. A hook does not need to be pretty. It needs to be unshakable. But the song works because of what is happening behind the chant. Listen carefully, and you will hear a heavy beat holding the verses together. There is a bouncing rhythm running behind it, almost like a rubber band bounce that makes the track feel alive instead of plain. Most people do not notice it on the first few listens. They just feel that something is keeping the song moving even when the vocals pause. Then, there is the meaning hidden in the title. Antifragile is a real word. It does not mean unbreakable. It means something that gets stronger from being hit. Every line in the song circles back to that idea. The lines about rivals praying for you to fall, about throwing away someone else's fairy tale, about going higher because falling does not scare you. The members built the whole song around the idea that pressure is fuel. Then the music video says it without saying it. A meteor is heading toward Earth. The world is panicking. People are running. And the 5 members keep walking. They finish the choreography. The meteor lands. Dust everywhere. They get up, brush themselves off, and keep moving. The video does not explain the song. It performs it. That was the first time everyone realized something. LESSERAFIM is not just making songs. They are building little worlds. The hook hits because the meaning hits. The visual hits because the lyric hits. Every layer is connected, even when it sounds chaotic on the outside. The B-sides told their own stories too. Impurities sounded like a late-night confession. Slow, intimate, the kind of song you play with the lights off. Good Parts asked a simpler question. What happens when you accept the parts of yourself that feel unfinished? The title track got the attention. The rest of the album showed the depth. In May 2023, LESSERAFIM released their first studio album, Unforgiven. The title track took the group into a completely different setting: Western, gritty, cinematic. The song opens with a whistle that sounds like it walked straight out of a Western film. Behind it is a guitar line by Nile Rodgers, one of the biggest names in Western music production. The song carries that Western mood the whole way through. The members come in like gunslingers in a Western movie. The lyrics talk about being labeled the bad one and choosing to live with it instead of apologizing. The music video matches it perfectly. Sand, smoke, leather, slow camera moves. It feels like a short film more than a music video. But the moment people are still talking about from that album is not the title track. It is the song that came right after, Eve, Psyche, and the Bluebeard's Wife, the B-side that became its own thing. The first thing that hits you is the beat, Jersey Club. a genre built around fast bouncing drums that you can feel in your chest, mostly used in clubs and barely touched in K-pop at the time. The beat keeps bouncing forward and never lets you catch your breath. It feels physical, the kind of song where your shoulders move before you realize they are moving. Then the chant comes in. It should not work. Just one word repeated until it loses meaning. But that is exactly why it works. The repetition turns a single word into a feeling. By the time you finish the line, you have already memorized it. By the third listen, you are mumbling it while brushing your teeth. Now look at the title. Eve from the Bible, Psyche from Greek mythology, Bluebeard's wife from a French folktale. 3 completely different stories, 3 completely different cultures, but they all share the same setup. 3 women who were told not to look, looked anyway. And LESSERAFIM made a song that says looking is the whole point. Then the music video plays the games. The members play rock, paper, scissors. They play red light, green light. Roller skaters show up alongside them. Childhood games where the rules are simple, but breaking them gets you out. Sakura breaks the link in red light, green light. Eunchae throws scissors. They keep dodging, keep breaking the rules, keep doing things their way. The whole video acts out the title, Eve, Psyche, and Bluebeard's wife.
과연 이번 주 1위는 누가 될까요?
SSERAFIM 축하드립니다.
The B-side won an Inkigayo trophy. That almost never happens. Then came an English version, then remixes with other big artists. The song kept spreading because people kept finding new things inside it. Then there is Fire in the Belly.
너 내 동료가 되라.
Latin energy, crowd chants, the kind of song that sounds like it belongs in a stadium during the World Cup. No Return sits on the same album, leaning into pure pop energy that felt youthful. The same album that opened with a Western and ran through Jersey Club also had a football anthem and a bright pop track sitting side by side. That is Unforgiven. Then later that year, they did something else nobody saw coming. Perfect Night dropped in October 2023 as a full English single in a collaboration with Overwatch 2. The song leaned into smooth disco pop, soft, gentle, a chorus that opens up like a window at night. After the heavier releases that came before it, this felt like LESSERAFIM at their most relaxed. But before any of those songs even play, every LESSERAFIM album opens with something most groups never try. A spoken word track. 3 languages overlapping over heavy, cinematic beats. They sound more like short films than pop songs. But that is the trick. Before the hook even arrives, your ears are already tuned for something different. In February 2024, LESSERAFIM released their 3rd mini-album, Easy. After a year of big, cinematic releases, people expected another big swing. What they got instead was a song that pulled everything back. Easy moves slow. The beat sits low. The vocals stay close to the ear. No huge chorus. The members sound comfortable. There is room everywhere. But then you watch the performance and realize the trick. The choreography for Easy pulls from heavy 90s hip-hop groove work, and the members themselves called it their hardest routine. The song sounds like a whisper. The dance looks like a fight. That gap is the whole point. The styling leaned into the illusion. Beige tones, soft fabrics, hair down. Everything looks effortless, but nothing is. But the B-side did not stay quiet. Smart came out of the same album and went in the opposite direction. The first thing you hear is a different kind of drums, bouncing, looping, almost playful. The sound is Amapiano, a South African genre that K-pop had rarely touched. LESSERAFIM picked it up and made it feel natural. Lyrically, the song is bragging without being heavy about it. The members are basically saying they figured out the game and they are enjoying it. Where Easy was about being at the top, Smart was about earning the top by knowing how to play. Smart became one of the group's biggest songs that year, spreading even faster than the title track. Swan Song sits in the middle of the album quietly, stripped back, emotional, almost bare. If Easy is the warm afternoon and Smart is the night out, Swan Song is the golden hour. In August 2024, LESSERAFIM came back with their fourth mini-album, Crazy.
Act like an angel, dress like crazy.
The title track opens with a beat most listeners do not expect from a K-pop song. Heavy, stripped down, almost aggressive. It hits harder than anything they have done before, but the bright production on top keeps it catchy. That mix of rough and playful is exactly why it sticks. Then the hook comes in. It became a meme within hours. People debated what it even meant. But meaning was not really the point. The line worked because it is impossible to forget. It makes you say it without even realizing. But the lyrics carry something real. The members talk about acting like an angel and dressing like crazy, about people calling them too much and not caring. The lyrics lean into the word everyone uses as a label and turn it into a song. Then the choreography sealed it. LESSERAFIM brought in voguing, the dance style born in Harlem ballroom culture in the 1980s. Sharp lines, posing, dramatic poses, handwork. To make sure they did it right, the group collaborated with the iconic house of Juicy Couture, a recognized voguing house known from the show Legendary. The dancers in the video are real members of that community. The choreography honored the people who built the style instead of borrowing without credit. The music video added one more layer. Glitchy filters, fake buffering, distorted effects. Everything looks like it is about to break, which is the point. The chaos on screen matches the chaos in the sound. Nothing here is trying to look perfect, because the song itself is crazy.
I like to dance with a party. I like to kiss everybody.
1-800-HOT and Fun was first performed at Coachella in April 2024, months before the album dropped. The song is full rock, heavy guitar, shouted hooks, raw energy. Performed live in the desert with the sun going down. From the same album, Pyro sampled a classic from Kim Won-soon, one of Korea's first-generation pop stars. A little shout-out to the women who walked before them, wrapped in this weird, unsettling beat that catches you off guard. 7 months later, in March 2025, they released Hot. This one completed the Easy Crazy Hot trilogy they had been hinting at since the year before. Hot focused on melody and romance. Warm, smooth, the kind of song that carries itself without needing big production tricks. The members' voices do the work. The video matched the mood. Sunset colors, fluid camera, slow movements. Then the B-sides went somewhere else again. Come Over sounded nothing like the title track. Playful, inviting, a little weird in the best way. The dance itself looks strange at first, almost goofy, but somehow it fits the song so well that you stop questioning it. It became a fan favorite almost overnight. Ash carried a heavier message. Rising from ashes, starting again, finding something new after being burned. But the song itself feels soothing, calm, almost dreamlike. That contrast is what kept people coming back, even without any promotion behind it. By this point, every album came with two different moods, and fans knew to expect both. In October 2025, LESSERAFIM released Spaghetti, a song titled after pasta, featuring J-Hope of BTS. The first thing you notice is a metallic clinking sound looping through the beat. That is a cowbell, a simple metal hit that feels almost retro. But the way it loops through the song, paired with the heavy bass and the auto-tuned vocal layers, it gives Spaghetti a strange kind of fun, almost cartoonish, almost wrong, definitely catchy. Then the hook lands. Repeat it until your brain accepts it as a normal sentence. The members deliver it in slightly different styles, each one giving the line a different personality. The line should get tiring, but it does not. Then there is the line everyone fought about. The diss track theory took over fast. Fans noticed the song was framed around something stuck in your teeth, hard to ignore, annoying, always there. The members were the spaghetti. The haters were the ones who could not get them out of their heads. Once you saw it that way, the rest of the song clicked. The cocky delivery, the chorus that just keeps pushing. Even the title felt like a joke aimed right at the people who keep talking about them. The visuals doubled down. Mechanic overalls, paint-splattered sets, plates the size of stages. The members performed inside oversized bowls. One scene shows a member sitting in pasta sauce. The rollout matched the energy. Before the song even dropped, the group posted videos of themselves pouring sauce on their old album covers. Unforgiven, Easy, Crazy, all covered in red. Then there is J-Hope. His verse shows up and calms the whole song down. After the members fill every corner with noise, he steps in with a calm, confident flow that pulls Spaghetti back to center. His feature works because he does not try to match the energy. He cuts through it.
What is real 내게 진짜란 것이 답 없이 울리는 메아리 외쳐 난 또 수백 번씩.
And then Pearly's The B-side sits on the other end. If Spaghetti is a plate of hot pasta thrown at your face, Pearly's is the cold glass of water you reach for after. Now LESSERAFIM is here again. Celebration drops as the lead single ahead of their second studio album, Pure Flow Part 1. The song carries a different kind of confidence. Not loud, not fighting. More like realizing that strength comes from sitting with fear instead of running from it. And the new tagline says it all. For 4 years, their entire identity sat on one phrase, I'm fearless. The group's name is literally an anagram of it. Now they are flipping it. Strength does not come from pretending fear does not exist. It comes from sitting with it. After the chaos of Spaghetti, this is the biggest shift yet. Soft after loud, quiet after noisy, honest after playful. And based on every move LESSERAFIM has made up to now, that is exactly when their weirdest choices land hardest. Every LESSERAFIM song sounds like it was made by people who were not afraid of it being too much. Too weird, too loud, too playful, too different from the last one. And every time, the same thing happens. People hear it, pause, replay it, and somewhere around the third listen, it clicks. That is the thing about LESSERAFIM. You never know what the next song will sound like, and they like it that way. No formula, no pattern you can guess. Just 5 people who keep throwing the wildest sounds at the wall, and somehow, every time, it lands.